people need your book? Why yours? And why is now the right time to do it? I want to talk about this in this video because as someone who is in the industry and who writes and publishes books and helps other people do the same, it's really important to understand why for yourself, because otherwise it's so easy to get overwhelmed in all the different questions and doubts and fears and struggles and all the things and end up putting off something that actually is really needed right now. So I am Katelyn Silva, and I am the 5-time best-selling author of 12 books at this point, and I do work with Christian women to help them get their book written and published to bestseller in 6 months or less, and really use that for that bigger vision, right? To accomplish impact and their God-given purpose through the book. But if you don't know how to do that or why you're doing it, you're just going to be spinning your wheels and really not getting where you need to go. So the first thing I want to share with you before I get into the exercise for today that'll really help you dig deeper, is I want you to recognize that you and your story is unique. And I don't say that lightly. Like, the fact of the matter is that you have a unique perspective, unique experiences, a unique way of saying things that nobody else has on the face of this earth. And so that unique design, that unique way of sharing the story, that is something that only you can do, only you can say. And the reason why that's so important is because, and maybe you've had this experience before, where you've heard something a million times, maybe from your loved ones or your friends or whatever, right? You've heard it a million times. And then for some reason, the way that you heard it or the way that it was said or shared in a particular book or story from a particular person, it finally clicked, right? The light bulb went off and it changed everything for you. And that critical moment of seeing that thing and understanding it for yourself from your own perspective in a new way is this catalyst in your life that pivoted and changed the course that you were taking or the decisions that you were making. So in that same way, what's going to happen by you saying yes, by you taking that next step, and by you sharing this book that's inside of you, whether it's fiction or nonfiction or whatever that story is, that's your unique one to tell, that's going to have that same impact and that same shift for somebody else. And so I'm inviting you and challenging you to take that step and to do it, right? So with that in mind, I want to give you an exercise today on how you can dig a little bit deeper in understanding why this is so important, right? And I did not come up with this exercise, so don't give me the credit, but it's an excellent one, again, for digging a little bit deeper. It's really easy when you hear someone ask, okay, why are you writing? Or why your book? To just pop out an answer, right? Maybe it's a dream, maybe it's a passion, maybe it's something you've held on to for a long time. Maybe you have this idea for what you want to create with it. There's endless answers, right? But I want to challenge you to go a little bit further than just that surface answer that pops up. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab either a piece of paper or your journal. Maybe you need to set aside a few minutes of quiet time to really do this exercise. You're going to write down on your paper that question, right? Why my book? Why my story? Why do I need to do this? And just write down that first answer that pops out. It doesn't, don't overthink it. Don't make it too complicated, and write that down, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to ask yourself, okay, now why is that important, right? So whatever that first answer is, that's the next level, right? Is why is that important? Why that answer? And then what you're going to do is you're going to go another level deeper and you're going to ask, okay, why that, right? Why is that so important? Why does that matter to me? And once you do that, you're going to do it again, okay? So we're going to do it a total of 7 times until you get to that level, about 7 layers deep, right? That's the name of the exercise, is 7 levels deep, where you're going to get to that really deep root answer to the question, right? That question of why, right? Why you? Why this book? Why is this so important? And I want to share with you guys a vulnerable moment here that when I first did this exercise, wow, it really helped me to understand a lot of those really innate and also really deeply held aspects of who I am and what I've been called and the purpose that I've been given, in this life, because we all are made for a purpose. We're all made for something, a bigger reason than just to be here, just to exist, right? We're all made in the image of God, and He has a purpose in the way that we're made, our talents, our gifts, our abilities, those types of things. And so this really gave me a lot of insight into that bigger purpose that God has for me. And so I want you to take maybe 15, 20 minutes, or however long it takes, to really just sit and don't overthink it, but do this exercise and share with me what you take away from it and how this really helps you to, really take a different perspective on your story, on your book, and why the world needs your book. I really believe that your book is needed, and that there's a purpose in this book that you have been called to share. So in the meantime, remember that truly your book can change a life, and I'll see you on the next video.